Israelites needed help remembering. They needed help remembering. They needed help remembering, one, where they had come from in the past. And you know what, guys? As I sit here and look at our status today, our spiritual lives today, and I think we need help remembering where we've come from in our past. Some of us in here have had unbelievable experiences. Let's take Beach Tree, for example, okay? Beach Tree is an awesome. And many of you guys hoop and holler and yell and scream and go crazy, now whenever we mention Beach Tree, because something significant happened to you at Beach Tree. Something awesome happened to you at Beach Tree. God radically changed your life. Maybe that was the actual day that you've been saved before you asked Christ into your life a while back, but that was the time where you decided you need to get baptized and show other people the decision that you made on the inside. Remember, baptism is an outward symbol of an inward faith. All right, that's what baptism is. Okay? So maybe that's what you did. Maybe you asked Christ to come into your heart at Beach Tree. Maybe you repented of some crazy sin in your life that had just been dogging you down, that had been like a chain holding you back. Maybe that's what happened to you at Beach Tree. So you're on a spiritual hike in the Beach Tree. Everything's awesome. Everything's great. Man, you can't wait to get home and just take on the world. And so you get home. And then on Friday afternoon, you get home, and all those things that were taken away from you for the week that were distractions now are back in your life. And by the end of week 1, back home, whether it's because, you've gone on vacation with your parents to the beach, whether it's because you had football camp or cheerleading camp, or whether it's because you just came home and just invested everything else for the week, by the end of week 1 for many of you, and this spiritual high was gone. It was gone. And now, you can't even remember specifically what God taught you, or what God led you to at Beach Tree. Real fast, I want everyone to tilt back, close your eyes, tilt your head back. I want you to remember. I want you to think hard. I want you to remember the last spiritually significant event that happened in your life. The last spiritually significant event that happened in your life. Now keep thinking about that, and I'll tell you what mine was. A week ago, Monday, I was out running around. And I'm just going to be honest, I was in a place where I just was not feeling that tight with God. Just wasn't feeling like He was hearing me. It definitely felt like I wasn't hearing Him. I just didn't feel like I was in the right place. And I was out running around, and I'd run about 4 miles, and my trailblazer was still up here at the church, at the Berry Center. So I ran from my house up here to the Berry Center to get my trailblazer. I remember walking up here, and I remember seeing the steps at the Berry Center. And I remember feeling drawn to them. And I don't even know why. I just felt drawn to them. And so I kind of wrestled with God for a minute. I was like, God, why do I gotta go to the steps? I don't really know if I need to go or not. I feel drawn to them. Is that you leading me there? Or is that me just, trying to over-spiritualize something? I went over the steps. I walked over there. And then I felt compelled to get on my hands and knees and just start praying. I just started praying. I didn't know what I was praying for. But I got to the point where I just started praying. I just started confessing sin to God. I started confessing things about my life that were just amiss. Tears were flowing from my eyes because of how badly I knew I'd hurt God. Because the sin that was in my life. And it took me out running and randomly my trailblazer being up at the Berry Center to have to come up here randomly one night at 10:30 and get down on my hands and knees and pray and beg for God to forgive me having been a complete idiot. I was broken. Broken. When was the last spiritually significant event that happened in your life? My guess is many of you can't remember. You can't remember. Or it was way too long ago. You see, God commanded the Israelites. You all can look up here now. God commanded the Israelites to put an altar together of 12 stones because they forgot how great God was. They forgot where they had come from, the sin that was in their life, the issues that they had, the slavery that they had been under. And they needed help remembering not only where they'd come from, but how God delivered them from that. And so every time they looked at that, they would remember that they needed God desperately in their lives. And that if they didn't have God in their lives, they didn't have anything. Now, I'm not saying you should go home and build yourself an altar of stones in your room. I'm not saying you should spray paint on your wall in your room like the last spiritually significant event that happened. Yeah, your parents will blame you for that, wouldn't they? But I am saying we need help remembering. We need help remembering. I have a journal that I journal in, that I use to help me remember what's happened in my life. And that's been an awesome thing for me. And I go back through that periodically and look and see what God has done in my life, see the prayer requests that He has answered. My question to you guys tonight is this: what do you guys have that helps you remember what God has done in your life?